viva El Salvador.
Somaya,
La jefa.
la Melu,
Segunda Avenida.
Boss Lady,
Anaís.
Lápiz Consciente.
Hey, what's up? This is celebrity blogger Felix from PrettierThanPerez.com, and I have an interview with the one, the only Latina rapper, model. She does everything. She's had a weight loss transformation. This is Miss Somaya Reece. What's up, Somaya?
What's up, baby?
How are you?
Just put the change on the title. I don't model. Just the artist.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the reason why
I'm just fly that way.
You're just fly that way. The reason I called you model was because I remember you landing that cover of Smooth magazine, and I mean, you look like a gorgeous, amazing model. I mean, it was just, but like you said, you're not a model, but it was dope.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I didn't do it because I want to model. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm trying to promote my music, man, as much as I can, wherever we can, you know?
Yeah. So Somaya, let's go ahead. One of the major things that I wanted to talk to you about today is your weight loss transformation.
Yeah.
To me, that has been one of the most incredible things that as far as within the past year that I've seen for you. Just one of the things. Can you tell us a little bit more about the weight loss? Like, what made you say, all right, I want to go ahead and shed this weight?
Well, the thing is that I never really started it because I was like, okay, I have to lose weight. I actually have been considering getting a breast reduction for a really long time. And for a long time, I just really wasn't mentally prepared for it because, for the most part, any, breast reductions are one of the most dangerous surgeries, elective surgeries to do. And also because of the scars, I didn't think I was really mentally kind of there yet.
Yeah.
And so when I decided to go for a consultation, and then when I decided to say, you know what, I'm going to do this because I feel okay with myself. I'm really comfortable with who I am and my flaws. And, if no one's going to love me with scars, then obviously this is not meant for me,
Yeah.
So that's when I decided to do it. Now, when I went into this process, the doctor told me that because I am a performer, I don't have a regular job where I can at least, sit down at a desk and rest. I, have to get into sexy outfits and run around the stage, post set, all that stuff that us girls wear. And the doctor said that my recovery was going to be a lot longer than usual. So he suggested that I learn how to eat right. Or, because I was not allowed to do exercises for 2 months, I might gain weight.
Oh, wow.
So what happened is that inspired me to start looking into how to eat better, how to really kind of maintain some kind of a diet while I was 2 months down.
Yeah.
And 2 months later, when I recovered, I had lost over 20-something pounds just strictly from eating every 3 hours and eating super duper clean.
Yeah.
And it was really because of that, and it wasn't because of anything else except that I was told that I needed to learn to eat right. So then what happened is that it just became a habit, and then it became a little bit of a, you know what, I think I can take this to the next level. Let me try something else.
Yeah.
So I just started pondering my fitness, and then now it's just become a part of me, how people get up to brush their teeth, I have to get up and work out. So it's become a part of me. I went from a size 16 to, I'm now a size 9. I've been a size 10 for a little bit, and I recently went to see a nutritionist because I wanted to ask them some questions on how I can take my fitness to the next level, and they took all my, my vitals and, my weight,
Yeah.
and, my body fat down. And I lost another size, and now I'm a size 9. My body fat count is perfect, exactly where it needs to be. Everything is right on, so I didn't really mean to lose another size. It just kind of happened, and I think it's really because of the working out and the
Yeah, and
I don't believe in diet.
and it's like you said, it's a part of your lifestyle now. It's one of the things that you do when waking up in the morning. Like you said, after brushing your teeth, it's like, okay, it's time to work out. And one of the things, Somaya, that I personally want to commend you on is, because for me, I update the website all the time. I'm always, on the go doing 5,000 different things. And I got into a really bad car accident. And for me, I was told I couldn't work out anymore. I had to go to a chiropractor, and this is kind of similar to your story where they told me that I couldn't work out.
Yeah.
And for me, I did not do what you did. I did not eat clean during that time of recovery, and I ate bad, and I gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Recently I myself started a challenge, and I lost 20 pounds, which
I was going to say congrats. I saw your photos. I follow you on Instagram.
Yes, thank you. But, you have been a great motivation and inspiration to me, along with the whole fitness thing. Now, what are your goals with fitness? Like, what are you...
Like I said, it was really just... It didn't start out as a goal. That's the crazy part. It just was something that, like I said, my doctor said, like, oh, you should... learn to eat better because you're going to gain weight, and just try to maintain your weight. And I ended up losing a lot of weight, and then it turned into a lifestyle. And then now it turned into this whole brand that I started. And then I just recently signed a really big deal with a company and sponsorship. And I'm basically turning this entire lifestyle brand into this entire lifestyle into a brand. And it just kind of came by accident. But my whole thing with it is, I don't want to do what, like, all these celebrities do, which they endorse all these products at once. They know damn well that whatever that little water thing you're drinking or that pill is not getting you rich. Not making you You a liar. You got a company that gave you $400,000 and was like, here, endorse this. The reality of those things is that there are actually a lot of them, like 98% of them, are dangerous for you. They are not good for you, and you are lying to the public. I don't know how people can live with themselves like that, but I can't, because it's just not in my spirit to be that way. So what I want to do with my brand is I want to teach people how to do things realistically, and this goes for people like yourself, actually.
Exactly.
You're a perfect example of this. Somebody that is always on the go. You don't exactly have time all the time to eat the right things. However, it's only because some people don't exactly know how to shop for it when they're on the go.
Yes.
It's for the moms that want to lose weight, the baby fat, and it's for the students on budget. It's for the people that have no idea where to start. Like, okay, so I'm ready, but where do I start? So I'm just offering a very real perspective. This is the most real way of losing weight.
Okay.
No giving, no promises. Okay, you're going to lose 30 pounds in a month. Yeah, that's going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a lie. However, just coming at people with a real approach, because I am a real person. I've yo-yoed in weight. I have no one in my family is big. I'm not either. Like, I don't even know how I got that big, but, a lot of it had to do with not just eating, but it had everything to do with my lifestyle. I was still in love with hip-hop. A lot of that show had a big effect on my spirit, which was a large part of everything that was happening to me at that moment. Also, the fact that I come from L.A., and in L.A., we hike every day, we run. It is not hot as hell, and it's not cold as hell. It's always, like, something active. And then I go to New York, where the gyms are really far away from you. It's not as accessible. You don't exactly have a car, because it's not really a good thing to have a car, because you're always stuck in traffic. I mean, everything is a change. So now I've actually learned to adapt to an environment like that. However, I have to learn from trial and error. So I want to teach people. So I'm learning along the way. I'm learning everything that I know along the way. And I try to advise people through that, because I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you, like, okay, do this and it's going to work for you. I'm going to tell you all the things that can work for just about anybody, but in a very realistic perspective. And that's pretty much it. You know, I just want to help people, and it just kind of turned into a brand. I guess by mistake. It didn't mean, you know, I didn't mean to, like, get into fitness and then, like, you know, it just happened, you know, but I've been a big inspiration to a lot of people, and I'm glad, you know, because you guys inspire me. And by seeing people that are really into it, and people that are posting photos, they tag me in it, I mean, that's real inspirational to me. Like, you know, hey, I've been following what you've been saying, I lost 20 pounds. One of my fans lost 80 pounds.
Wow.
By following what I've been posting, and that's a big inspiration to me. I know that I'm going to add her and a couple people into a cookbook that I'm working on. So these are things that are very inspirational to me. I mean, I can't believe that little old me and my thing, you know, has helped other people. But, you know, I'm really humble that way. So I'm just glad, you know, I'm just glad people are taking control of their health, you know, especially, you know, the fact that everyone's doing it from all these different ages. I mean, I have people as young as like 16 taking control of their health.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
So,
it's a good thing. It's good to be healthy.
But when can we expect something, you know, to launch, you know, with the new brand of fitness that just, you know, that's blossoming for you right now?
Time. Yeah, what takes time is not. I couldn't exactly give you a timeline because I just signed my deal.
Okay.
So I do know that every week we aggressively work on something new.
Okay.
So I can say that we are working on it right now, but it takes time. It's not like, you know, okay, I signed my deal today and tomorrow we have to see. It doesn't exactly work that way.
And you're not gonna.
There's a lot of stuff that happens along the way, but it's coming.
All right. And so you're not gonna do anything like I see right now is a popular trend with these, with a lot of celebrities that are doing like the donkey booty videos and the stallion booty workout videos and some of these crazy workout.
I'm not mad at those ratchet titles, but you know that doesn't make no sense to like the average white woman in like, you know, Missouri. Or the Latino that don't really speak very good English in like El Salvador. So it's not gonna help.
So you're not gonna.
I'm gonna just offer a very real approach with terms that are very understandable for a lot of people.
Okay, so not the like Salvador booty workout video or the.
Nah, the pupusa booty workout. No, definitely not. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad at people that are doing that because those are, you know, that's just what they do. But it's not my thing. No. It's not gonna. That's not gonna like really cater to like everybody. Because remember, we gotta cater to the masses, not just, you know,
just one type of audience.
That you understand what that means. Some people, what? Like, what does that mean? So, yeah,
exactly.
I love listening to people doing that. I think it's hilarious.
All right, now congratulations on the fitness. Now let's go ahead and jump in on to Love and Hip Hop New York. Now you were on season 1 and 2 of New York, and what are your thoughts right now of the brand new season? I mean, there's pretty much almost an entirely brand new cast. You don't watch it?
I don't watch it at all.
Really?
I'm not interested. I'm not interested in watching it, but I do find out what's going on because people tweet me.
Yeah.
You know, I do know that I made a cameo on the show by, you know, some bitter chick talking about me on there. So, you know, I do know that that's what's going on, but I know for a fact that the majority of the audience, because I read it on, even on their website, that say that they're not happy with all the changes that VH1, Mona, or whoever they think is making these changes did. And they want the old cast back. I'm sure you hear that.
Exactly.
Some people, I read sometimes people are like, yo, I'm going to just wait for Atlanta, man.
Well, you know what? And this is just my honest opinion. I did commentary on a couple of the videos, and you know, the New York cast right now, it's kind of picking up a little bit, but it's not compared to obviously season 1 and season 2 of New York. And you know, Atlanta, I think, just took it off onto a whole, you know, other map with that whole demographic.
Yeah.
So you mentioned.
I read it all the time because people tweet it to me all the time. Like every time something happens, somebody mentions my name, whatever. You know, the fans are loyal.
Yes,
so,
and you did make
what's going on.
You did make a cameo. They did talk about you during Fashion Week, where you were you supposedly jumped in a photo with Olivia and Erica Mena.
Funny.
And
that's actually not even like what happened. Was here's the real hilarious part, okay? So my friend Laura and Gloria Govan was doing. They were doing a Fashion Week.
Okay.
Thing, and Trevor, who was our mutual publicist, was like, "Hey, I need you to be here. You know, make sure you're there." And you know, the girls told me about it. So when I get there, they're doing. First of all, Erica was never invited. None of them were even invited, and so Trevor was like, you know, I need for you to take pictures, you know, press pictures. I mean, it's pretty normal to take press pictures. Olivia was there, and Olivia was really surprisingly nice to me, which I really don't care, because like I said, these people don't mean anything to me, but she was taking pictures with the girls. So Trevor, who is our mutual publicist, was like, oh, come take pictures. And out of nowhere, here comes the party crasher trying to come in and take pictures, who was not invited, one, to the party, and two, was asked to leave for acting crazy. So I just think it's funny that nobody would think that somebody else wants to take a picture with them. I'm confused. So apparently, I read about it because everybody kept telling me about it. The funny thing is to me about the whole situation is that I really don't understand. For somebody who's constantly talking down about me, you know, always talking about me, and they're talking about, like, I ain't thinking about Somaya, but then you took the time to make an entire episode on Love and Hip Hop to discuss Somaya and make it into an argument. You just gave me free airtime. I'm going to touch that. So you could have used your time wisely. I would never use my time to promote anybody I don't like. So clearly I'm their idol. One. And two, that's like it's so funny. Like, who does that? You know, obviously you don't know your business because you damn well for sure know millions of people are watching that.
Yes.
So it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's really that's just what I think. Okay, if you're not thinking about me, why are you talking about me? Why you make a whole episode segment about Somaya in a photo? Like, and you know what's even crazier to me? It's like, man, you really mad, son, over a photo? That's what we mad at today? Okay. Like, that's what we really get mad at these days. Like, it's just too funny. I mean,
yeah, you know, but you, like you said, you did get
your. It didn't even make sense to anybody. The fans were like, "What? What the hell was that about?" They even showed my photo on there.
Yeah, they showed the photograph of you. Yeah, they showed the photograph. Now, it's obvious you guys don't get along right now, and she did release the new song, her first debut single, and you I've seen you respond a little bit on Twitter. You know, I just want to hear.
We talking about Skeletor?
We're talking about Erica Mena and her single Where Do I Go From Here?
Oh yeah, the J-Lo on Down syndrome.
So what are your thoughts on the whole new track?
I haven't, you know what, Angela, you my homegirl, posted it. You know, to be honest with you, like, I don't really have no reason to hear it or even be a part of it, but I know for a fact, from what everybody was tweeting me, yo, that thing is so auto-tuned, pitch corrected, melatonin, like, it's funny. It's real funny to me because from what I know of, and this is just taking it to T-Pain was the genius, and he knows how to use auto-tune. Auto-tune is supposed to be for hooks. Yeah. That's what that's supposed to be for, not for a whole record, yo. And so the only thing that I heard was whatever snippet it was that was posted, but, you know, that's all I really had to hear. I just read all the comments somebody, you know, posted Sounds like J-Lo with Down syndrome.
Okay.
Sounds like, I mean, I heard, it's
No.
crazy, but
All right.
when I heard it was all auto-tune.
All right. Now, obviously, you guys, do you think you'll ever be able to squash the beef between you two girls? Maybe one day say, you know what, this is...
Well, you're asking a question that is like, you know, you obviously know the answer. First of all, I'm really, really happy with my life, and I'm completely not into speaking to these people in 10 years will not be here leaving a legacy behind.
Yeah.
The only kind of people that I ever want to speak to ever in my life are people that are going to not only help society and help better the world, but as well people that are on the same page of what I'm on. You know, I don't do coke and act crazy and get drunk at parties and curse up a storm on TV, try to fight everybody. These are people that are not helping in any way in society. How is that helping any of our children or our people? Like, it's not doing nothing, especially for us Latinos. It's an embarrassment.
Yeah.
So I believe that people, and I say this to everybody as advice as a person, to always want to be around people that are going to uplift you and make you a better person.
Exactly.
So I don't see any reason why anyone should be around or attached to that individual we speak of, because one, there's absolutely no value to society. The I don't give a F attitude is played out. The I'm Latina and that's why I act this way is an embarrassment to us Latinos, because Latinos don't act like that. People don't act like that. Humble people don't act like that. There's no excuse to act ratchet because of whatever has happened in your past. You know, I've been through a lot of things in my past, and I don't use that as an excuse to act a certain way of ratchetry. Like, I don't, talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I went through this. So, oh my God, I'm just gonna top off at everybody. Like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So there's really no value in me being friends with somebody who has absolutely no value to society in any way positively.
So,
it doesn't make no sense to me.
So it's safe to say that if Mona were to come to you tomorrow and say, hey, Somaya, you know what? Love and Hip Hop Season 3 flopped. We want to bring you back for Season 4. Would you go?
Oh, I'll just tell you right now, even Season 3, I'm decided to move on.
Yeah.
And I've been signed off for 5 seasons. So let's just leave it at that. I could do whatever, if I could say, it does not make no sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anybody thinks that all press is good press. Is not.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I can't even imagine sitting in the same room with somebody who's literally sucking away at my brain cells.
Yeah.
Like, my intelligence level just dropped by even discussing these people's names.
Alright, so
I feel dumbed down. I don't even want to be in the same room with these people, honestly. Most cool people who's each one is good folks. I still work with them. But I'm just really not interested in I don't believe in all press is good press. That's my thing.
Yeah.
It's not just about popularity. I mean, you could have a show that has 50 million viewers, but if it's not sending out the right message as far as what my story is, and I'm not allowed to give out my real story, I can't share my music, I can't talk about my brand, I can't do anything in a positive light, then I'm just kind of confused as to why I would want to be a part of that.
Okay.
And so that's really, but
that makes sense, though.
I've always said anything is possible, but there's no way that they're not interested in doing anything positive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just because that's just the way the show is. And, much love to Mona for making money off of that, but, that's not
something that you want to go down. Okay, cool. Now let's go ahead and talk about the music, Somaya. You got the new single Descontrol. You have the video that we post a sneak peek on PrettierThanPerez.com. The video should be out very soon. It's been the top 10 in the Dominican Republic right now being played. It's a very fire hot record. What else can I look forward to from Somaya Reece in this music?
Well, I currently have 2 singles that are doing really well in Latin America, and they helped me kind of basically break down the door. I've been discussing with my producers, starting to work on an album. I value my music. You know, when I went on Love and Hip Hop, I went on there because I'm an artist. I'm not a reality star. I don't want to be a reality star in that sense. I'm an artist on a reality show, so it's like really important that the music always has like a certain level of integrity and respect behind it. And with that being said, I'm interested in doing an album now. However, I'm not trying to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to record 16 songs and put it out there. I want my first album to be great. And from when I first started in music to where I am now, on music, you know, I mean, obviously like the 2 new records that I did, they're top 10 hits. So, you know, I progressed so much as an artist. It's really important that I, like, nurture my album. I'm not putting anything out as an album until it's basically 100% ready. And I want my first album to be great. So that's something that I'm starting to work on probably this summer, a little bit from the summer and on.
Yeah.
With the music. And, you know, I've been started like an indie promo tour because I don't have anybody helping me. It's just my army, my state, my family, you know, and people that believe in me. So that's really what I'm focused on when it comes to that. Making the hits, working on the album, but overall just bringing real integrity to music again.
Exactly.
Because you know, it's one thing making just a quick club track, which is fine. You know, I love doing that. But as far as my album, I really wanted to have some integrity behind it and to have great music. Not just good music, but great music.
So who's someone that you would love to collaborate on the album with?
You know, I don't really want a lot of collabs on my album. I want it to be all about me because I need people to understand that it's what I am as an artist. But I have some top people that I want to work with. I really want to work with Somaya Reece. I love him. You know, Bon Omar, Queen. Yeah. Mark Anthony. I mean, I really want to keep it on some real trill Latino stuff. So
exactly,
it's really about doing that for me. And so, it's very important to me. I like doing the music, and that's, you know, just a really big deal to me. I mean, it took time for me to develop, and I'm here now, so I'm happy. Exactly.
All right, so Somaya, we have the fitness thing that we talked about that we're working on and we're developing. You've obviously helped and inspired so many different people, one being myself. Thank you very much for that. Now, as far as reality TV right now, you're not about it, so that's kind of good. You're taking away...
No. Let's not say that. I'm about reality. You're not negative reality.
Okay. So let's clarify that.
It's a whole different story, man. I wouldn't mind getting my Rachel Ray on the Food Network.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yes, let's get that.
That's like real negative. That's all.
Yes. Okay. So clarify no negative reality TV shows. And you're working on the music. Hopefully, the album will come out soon. Like you said, the music, we want integrity behind it. You know, I salute you. I commend you, Somaya. One thing that I can honestly say about you, you know, but besides where you have come, like where you are today, you have an incredible story, and you are such an inspiration to so many people, and I really salute you and commend you for that, because even today, you don't need that show to continue your career, and that's one thing that I really, really salute you for, because so many people, when they go off these TV shows, they disappear and you never really hear of them again. And I'm glad you're working on this music. This fitness thing just happened. It's a blessing for you, and congratulations, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, you know, the whole point of doing shows like that is because it was a stepping stone, you know. I mean, I definitely, you know, for the seasons that I was on, you know, the one thing that I really could say is that, you know, whenever there was kind of arguments and beefs and things of that nature, I felt like that they were more genuine, and I'm really into whatever I do as being genuine. So when you know, it was just a good stepping stone, and I think that the reason why some people fall off once they leave these shows is because they wasn't really in it to build a career. They weren't really in it to, I want to be famous, and they think that that's the way to go. But I was already doing this before, and I'm going to do it after, and you know, my biggest thing is I just want to inspire people, you know. I want to inspire people to control, you know. The single is directed by Sway Mendes and Jesse Torero.
Yes.
And this is a really huge stepping stone for me as a independent artist and somebody who doesn't have, you know, people behind me like that.
Exactly.
It's just that I really believe that when it's meant for you and you keep working hard for it, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
You know, it just depends what you want to do. And it's also going to happen if, you know, you're sleeping way at the top. I mean, as, you know, you see that's happening with some people. You know, they try to sleep their way at the top, but they're not even at the middle. So, yes, people like that have a very big advantage in this industry because, you know, obviously if you sleep with 5 million people, then you're going to get up there. But that's not really kind of what I'm about, because I want to show people that you can still work hard and there's still a piece of the industry that isn't tainted. And that's kind of where I am. So I'm glad that people see my efforts. I'm glad that people understand that I'm just doing my thing. I'm trying to, you know, I'm humble about it, and that's just work, you know.
Exactly.
That's work. Let's get it in, and that's it.
All right, Somaya, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you would like to say? Anything that we've missed that's coming out that you would love to promote?
You know what? For the most part, I really just want to continue to promote my Voices Against Violence BU campaign. You know, I am a very big fighter for LGBT rights and for people that have suffered racial hate crimes, domestic violence, you know, someone that survived domestic violence.
Yeah.
I have a very, very big heart for helping people and for using my story to help other people instead of, like, you know, I was saying earlier, I mean, I know it was being funny, but, you know, I suffered a lot of really ugly things, but I learned from them as opposed to letting them make me become the victim and make me wow out and act crazy and ratchet. That's not what I want to promote. So I want to continue to help people be a voice and to promote just being good to other people, you know, love one another, and, you know, the violence and things of that nature. That's just really, you know, something I would like to be a big part of to help prevent prevention of it, you know, and help educate on, you know, domestic violence and gay rights and, you know, gang prevention. I mean, I just really want to be a part of society that's out there helping people. So that's something I'm not going to stop doing. And there will be more information on my website, MissReece.com, as I will be aggressively working this year on launching off those PSAs.
Yay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, this is celebrity blogger Felix from PrettierThanPerez.com signing out with the beautiful Latina rapper Somaya Reece.
Somaya.